Midterm season officially kicks off next week as primary voters head to the polls in Ohio and Indiana. Two key races we're watching in Ohio: the Senate race, where former President Trump is backing hillbilly elegy author J.D. Vance, and the race for governor, where the incumbent Republican Mike DeWine faces challengers from both parties. Joining us now is a Democratic candidate hoping to oust DeWine in the next election, former Dayton Mayor Nan Whaley. Mayor Whaley, good to see you. Thank you for joining ABC News Live.
Thanks, Kenneth. Good to be on.
So, Mayor, Ohio voted for Trump in the 2020 election by a significant margin, as you know. Many political analysts don't even consider it a battleground state anymore, and it's been governed by Republicans for the past decade. Why do you think a Democrat could win this seat?
Well, I mean, we've had Democrats win. For example, the best senator in the country, U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown, is our senator here in Ohio, and he is someone, that has endorsed my campaign and talks a lot about the dignity of work and takes action on it. And I think that's the kind of message Ohio Democrats need to have. It's definitely the message and the actions from our campaign. It's pretty simple for us. We want folks' pay to go up, their bills to go down, and to have a government that actually works for them. Secondly, the FBI has called the Ohio State House the most corrupt in the country, and it's been run by these guys for 3 decades. And I think there's a definite anti-incumbency feeling across the country because people have been forgotten and ignored, and certainly that's the case in Ohio.
So if you become the Democratic nominee, how would you reach out to voters who supported Trump in the last election?
Well, certainly we've already been, Kenneth, to all 88 counties and really going to meet people where they are. I mean, and we've actually had Republicans that vote for Trump, that support Trump, say to us, like, look, we're really excited about your campaign. We're tired of the way our state government is run, where they're not paying attention to working class folks, Ohio families, and lining their own pockets. And I think regardless of party, that's a message that resonates. Further, we are a different kind of campaign. I am the only candidate that's running from any party that's from the working class, willing to fight for the working class. I love to tell this story. I was in Gallia County, for example, and was meeting with some folks that's on the Ohio River in Rio Grande. And I was giving my pitch on why I was running for governor, and there was short staff. This man got up and started to holler, and he said, I've been waiting for my food for 45 minutes, and all I've been doing is listening to this politics, and people got a little embarrassed. His wife got up, went over to talk to my staff and said, "Are you with her?" And they said, "Yes." And she said, "Well, I'm a Republican, but I agree with everything that woman is saying." You got to show up and talk about the values that are important to us. And I think we have more in common than we don't.
I think where I'm from, we call that hangry. I think he was hangry. He just wanted his food.
I think so.
I'm sure they call it hangry in Ohio as well. Let me ask you, you were talking about some of the challenges there and some of the issues for the voters. What's the biggest issue as you've been on the campaign trail?
Look, I think the biggest thing that's happening in Ohio is folks just feel like nobody's paying attention to them. And frankly, in our state government, they're not. They're working harder, they're working more hours, the bills are going up. They can't see a way that their kids or grandkids will have opportunity, and they're frustrated by that. And, I can understand that. As the former mayor of Dayton, we worked hard to bring people together, to fight for issues, to bring our community forward, and we really got no help from the State House. The State House has been only interested in what's in it for them for so very long, and they don't think the laws or rules apply to them. And I think that that's a big reason why Ohio continues to get further and further behind.
You mentioned Dayton. Let me ask you about this political ad from your Democratic opponent, the mayor of Cincinnati, that has come under fire in your state for pitting two major Ohio cities, Cincinnati and Dayton, against each other. Take a listen.
Two mayors who took over two cities in decline. Now both are headed in two very different directions.
How do you respond to this accusation that Dayton is in decline and that you're responsible?
Well, look, first of all, with this issue, to my primary opponent, we already have one governor that's disrespected Dayton. We certainly don't need another governor to do that. What we've seen across my time as mayor is, it's fair that I came in at a low point, and we're not a fancy city. We're a gritty, resilient city. We don't have Fortune 500 companies. We don't have football teams that can go to the Super Bowl. We don't have the kind of assets that Cincinnati has. But we still have great people here that work hard, play by the rules, and figure out solutions. You know, when I came in as mayor of Dayton, we led the nation in accidental overdose deaths. Now we're not in the top 10 of Ohio counties. We've cut accidental overdose deaths in half. And we've done that locally by working together with people we disagree with. You know, the challenge, and I see this across the 88 counties I've visited, you know, there's local leaders everywhere doing their level best, but they do not have a partner at the State House. And that's what we need, because we can work faster and better if we really had a partnership in the governor's office and in the Ohio State House.
And Mayor, I remember you made national headlines at the time you were the mayor of Dayton during this mass shooting, this horrible mass shooting in 2019 that left 9 people dead. How has that experience shaped your approach to gun control, and how big an issue do you think that is for the voters?
Well, I think what we've seen from this governor, you know, this is very personal to me, Kenneth. You know, when we had the shooting that you mentioned, the governor came to Dayton and he said he was going to do something to deal with common sense gun safety. And frankly, never in my worst nightmare did I think he was going to do something to make it worse. He has signed Stand Your Ground and Permitless Concealed Carry, both bills that make our communities less safe, not more safe, and bills that are like, you know, support, you know, the majority of NRA members are against, and even police officers are against permitless concealed carry because it makes them less safe too. So yeah, this is personal. I think it's a big issue, particularly around making our communities safe. And Mike DeWine has made Ohio less safe because he's too afraid to stand up to extremists in his own party. You know, we're talking about a guy that's been in office since I was 10 months old. He is craven to hold on to power, and it makes him not do what he even knows is right.
All right, we have to leave it there. Mayor Nan Whaley, big midterm season officially kicking off next week. You got a big primary ahead. We appreciate your time right here on ABC News Live.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.